Welcome back to Time for Nach. We are the sixth perek of Sefer Shmuel Beis. If you remember way back when, the Aron was transferred eventually from the Plishtim, then to Beit Shemesh, but it caused havoc in both of those places, and therefore it went to a place called Kiryas Yarim. Avinadav was the person who was taking care of it. They treated it with tremendous respect, and they had it there for quite a lot of time. Way back then, it was Shmuel Aleph, the beginning, the seventh perek. We referenced that it was there for a certain number of years until David brought it. Here in Shmuel Beis, perek Vav, is where David brings it. It starts with the following. There are 30,000 people who are conscripted to move the Aron from Aminadav's house on a wagon. It's not carried by the shoulders of the Levium this time. Now, this story, the rest of it you'll be familiar with because it's the Haftarah of Parashat Shmini. Maybe some won't be familiar with it. But what happens is the Aron becomes dislodged, it kind of falls off this wagon, or is about to fall off, and Uzzah tries to grab it. He tries to catch it. He is killed immediately. And the Mefarshim say the sin was either that he touched the Aron despite being a Yisrael, only a Levi can touch it, or because he didn't have enough emunah that the Aron could carry itself. We saw the Aron carry itself in Sefer Yeshua, that the Radak says. The Mesilas Yesharim in the fourth perek has an interesting idea over here. He says it wasn't only Uzzah that was at fault, but David HaMelech was also at fault somewhat, which is why there was this rain cloud on this entire celebration of bringing back the Aron. And that's because he called Torah Zemiros in Tehillim, and that was considered on David HaMelech's level somewhat disrespectful to call it Zemiros. Songs, just songs. It's much more than that. And therefore, the punishment was that Uzzah's death ruined the simcha of the Aron's procession that David HaMelech was effectively organizing. David was upset by this death, and he diverts the Aron to stay in a different place for 3 months. That is the place of Obed Edom. As a result, Obed Edom's house received lots of bracha, it's blessed by Hashem, and that indicated that it was time for the Aron to move on. The next stage of the Aron's journey is that it goes to Ir David. This prompted a celebration. There was simcha, there were karbana, sacrifices in every 6 steps they took. Another carbon was offered. And David danced very joyfully, he gives a bracha to the people. Then there's a discussion between Michal, David's wife, and David. Michal felt it wasn't appropriate for David HaMelech to reveal himself in such a way. She felt that he was exposing himself too much open dancing, really, not conducting himself in a dignified manner. David HaMelech said, no, I'm only doing this for the honor of Hashem. This is not personal glory. The fact that it doesn't look so mechubadik, who cares? I'm giving kavod to Hashem. But however, as a result of what Michal said, the element of disrespect towards David, she didn't merit a child until the day she passed away. It's unclear, the Radak points out, whether she had a child beforehand, in other words, whether she didn't have a child throughout her lifetime, or if she bore a child on her deathbed. That the Radak talks about, and that effectively ends the 6th perek of Shmuel Beis.